Welcome to the dark side.
It's time to hunt down your shadow and tell him what's up. Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm a licensed clinical psychotherapist. I have degrees in psychology, theology, and marriage and family therapy, and a national certification in dialectical behavioral therapy. In this video, I'm not seeking to diagnose anyone. I'm only willing to offer insight into situations like these. So let's go on the hero's journey, also called shadow work, inside your mind. Hero's journey, or the beginning of our shadow work, begins with a call to adventure. Hey, it's adventure. I heard Shadow, aka your inner anti-hero, was talking smack about you again. You want to head over to his place and see what he says to your face? In the hero's journey, the hero, you, refuses the call at least once. So let's get that out of the way.
Fish.
Ready to go now? Okay, good. One of the most important parts in the hero's journey and in shadow work is finding a mentor. Now, a mentor can be a therapist, it could be a relative, it could be a friend, it could be your barber, it could be a coworker. It doesn't matter, but you need to find a mentor to help you along your way. To find your shadow anti-hero, you have to be like a detective. You know that the shadow anti-hero is always around, but hard to get a hold of. He's the disowned self. He has all the negative emotions, rage, envy, greed, selfishness, desire, and his second in command is impulsivity. So where does he hang out? We don't know, but we know that he has a hunger for hurt and pain. He'll eat up all of a person's trauma just so they don't have to feel it. That makes him not a bad guy, but the anti-hero, because he's not a villain. He doesn't fight people. He's the anti-hero shadow because his beef is with the hero, you.
And why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
The shadow is born out of pain. The first moment our parents tell us we've done something wrong, the shadow begins to grow. Traits that others see as good become our ego, the way we want the world to see us, the hero of the story. Traits that others see as bad are absorbed into the shadow. Every mistake we make, every accusation hurled our way, every foul word, every trauma, and all the pain. As big as the shadow gets, so too must the ego to counterbalance. The shadow is in us all. Carl Jung, the psychoanalyst who first discovered the shadow, said, "How can I be substantial if I do not cast a shadow? I must have a dark side also if I am to be whole." So unfortunately, you have to look at your pain. This is a descent of the hero's journey. How do other people make you feel? What do you feel guilty about? What triggers an emotion in you? Where are your painful memories? What are the bad things that have happened to you? It's time to experience those feelings and remember that pain and figure out, what did it tell you about yourself? To be sure, on this hero's journey, battling through your pain and darkness isn't just a one-time war. There are multiple battles along the way that must be fought. You'll find allies and friendships, and maybe decide that cutting ties is your best bet. All this will help you as you approach the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul, or the lowest point in the hero's journey, is when you start to feel like reliving all this pain just isn't worth it. This is when the hero, you, is sure that defeat is inevitable. Then, as ego gives way to the whole of the person and defeat accepted, help arrives. And since we're not solely living in the persona of the hero, it's more than just a helping hand.
On your left.
Now the hero starts the journey back, integrating his flaws, his trauma, his past, and everything that he's capable of into the whole of who he is. He becomes resurrected in a way and represents himself to the real world. But much like Hulk, the shadow of Bruce Banner, your shadow might spring forth out of you again. This time you understand the hero's journey and are prepared to arise victorious again. So what happens when confronted with our shadow, our anti-hero? We lose the battle. Then, my friend, the anti-hero, that shadow, assumes control, and if left unchecked, we can become the villain. This is why it's so important to do shadow work and find your inner anti-hero. Do you know who yours is? As always, if you enjoy the content, please like and share where you think it's appropriate. Please subscribe. It's free. And remember, as Yoda said, in a dark place we find ourselves, and a little more knowledge lights the way. Thanks, guys.